Hello, hello, what is up? What is good? We got a new chapter of One Piece. This is chapter 1122, 1122, called Time is Right. We have on the cover a redraw of the artwork of Smoker, a boy from Aichi Prefecture, submitted 22 years ago. Which, I don't know, is existing in some Tankobon I probably own, but I don't know offhand what that's referring to. More interesting to me is A, we're getting a little break from the cover story of Yamato touring Wano and hopefully eventually setting out on his journey into the sea. And two, there's a little Hiro Aka shout out on this cover page, which is maybe why it was chosen as an intermission in the cover story arc to shout out, of course, Boku no Hero Academia, which is ending in this same chapter, in this same issue of Jump, that is, which we'll make a video on after this. So let's get into the One Piece chapter itself. Uh, so the last one ended on what might be one of the more historic moments in all of One Piece, setting up the true finale saga, all of the major players that are going to be involved. And now we are seeing the world reacting to that news that a pirate, whoever it is that makes it to the One Piece, is going to control the world. I'm going to have a Tums, because this is awfully exciting. Oh, this is great. It really just shows how the perception of pirates is so different around the world. I like that people are more hung up on the idea that the world might sink back into the ocean, which is fair enough. And notice that these two elements, control over the water level of the oceans and, you know, the possibility of the world sinking further into the ocean, and B, the idea of controlling One Piece and controlling the world, are connected here in this moment, giving further credence to my theory that the One Piece is a gigantic plug that you can pop out of the ground and then all of the oceans drain out. Which I'm going to be sticking with. Unless there's like hard evidence to the contrary, I think I'm putting my money down on that. I just love it too much as an idea. I love this bottom panel a bunch too. Even when showing random background pirates that it will never ever show up again. Oda puts a lot of interesting character design in place. Like, why does this guy have a weird face thing? What is with this strange kind of birdhouse looking thing in the background? Great little character designs. I was studying this panel a lot because I feel like there might be some more hidden Hiro Aka references in this chapter. Like, this guy's shirt and the top panel says Fusa Ona. That feels like a reference to something. This guy's shirt with Mono 2 and the star, I think that's Kami, the mermaid fashion designer's brand, perhaps. I don't know. Anyways, pirates are going to rule the world. And that's why the world sank under the waves. Okay, prisoners in Impel Down getting all riled up. Can't stop the transponder snails. I mean, it feels like they could just go and squish them. It'd be awfully cruel. These sentient beings that I personally think persisted from the ancient, technologically advanced kingdom of D. But, you know, that's another theory. Military base freaking out. We see some vice admirals that we've seen before. But I can't think of their names. Kobe laid up in the hospital. Have to. Well-famed pirate, you have to achieve it all. Don't tell me you're after the One Piece. Flashing back to like the second chapter of the whole damn series here. I have to stop your dream from being realized. Oh, but why? Who said I wanted such a thing? The world is ours. Very good. He's so good because he stumbles into these situations but he has the good sense to just kind of keep stumbling forward and still get one foot in front of him and end up in a good spot like this. I love that he's still doing this ridiculous, using the chop fruit to appear huge. Great stuff. I love the close-up on his super shadowed face. You know, we're seeing Buggy through other people's eyes, but then very quickly switching back to the reality of the situation as Crocodile tells him to sit. What I have to share will delight you. It doesn't blow me away, blow him away. Okay. So what is it that Caribou knows? He knows that Shirahoshi is one of the ancient weapons, right? I'm trying to... And then he also was there... Was he? When the former emperor was telling Robin about the ancient weapon buried under Wano? Maybe? I can't quite remember now. But he has been privy to a lot of conversations, so this isn't, like, idle bluffing on his part. He could actually really advance Blackbeard's intel. Okay. That is simply the truth. Joy Boy is... Is this the start of, like, history? I don't think so. I would have to, like, look at the Japanese, I guess. I think this is... Joy Boy is his... something, like, belonging to him. Interesting. Okay, but... The Iron Giant taking heavy blows by the quintuple attack of all the Gorosei. The transmission has stopped again. Chasing in the air after the Thousand Sunny. It's hoping to reach the open seas. Sorry, Joy Boy. I wanted to apologize. Deep down I knew that you couldn't still be alive. Sorry that I couldn't. Oh, I see, okay. Confusing me for someone else, but you look so much like him that it brings back the warm feelings I had that day. I'm sorry, Joy Boy. Sorry that I couldn't make you king. This is such an insane shot. Oh my god, just the hell on earth that has unfolded upon Egghead. Summarized in one insane spread here. Will they make it? Will they make it? Unless we can't escape, it's gonna sink us. Ooh, and then the robot asks Luffy what his name is. I think there's only one way he could answer. My name is Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will be the king of pirates. Yeah! That's what I wanted to see. Okay. He recognizes D. He pulls out one final apocalyptic self-sacrificing move. This was hinted at before. He says something about, oh, Joy Boy, I forgive me, I think it's time to use that. And then we get like a one chapter turnaround on finding out what that is, which is pretty good for a Battle Shonen. Ooh, so this launches out the color of the Supreme King Haki, making all these Marines fall unconscious. Will that be enough to do anything to the Gorosei, though? I don't know, but this is a pretty insane climactic shot. The black lightning, which we often use to signify this Supreme King Haki, an interesting contrast with the black flames that the Gorosei were being summoned in on. I don't think that has like lore implications or anything. I just think that's like a visual language to convey crazy transcendental things are happening, the mechanics of which we do not truly understand. I really like this very simple image too of the knot being undone. It feels like maybe Joy Boy or someone else back then infused that and tied it together, right? Leaving it at the robot's discretion as to when he unleashes that haki that had been infused in it. I love this too. Thank you for letting me hear that old familiar rhythm Don't die, okay? I won't let you die. I love the way this big robot talks, even though it's like a big robot. It has a lot of heart and personality and nostalgia and warmth. It really feels like an old ally instead of some kind of mysterious machine. Another crazy spread. The powerful Haki rippling through, knocking everybody unconscious. The childified Vice Admiral, I can't remember her name, the punk rock looking one. I think she has the name of a flower. Manages to withstand it. Whoa! And this Haki is so powerful that it strips away the monstrous forms of the Gorosei. And then they appear to be like force teleported back to Marijois. Oh. Oh, he went back early? The guy that turns into the big Quetzalcoatl, I guess went back early. I don't know this shit. And then meanwhile, in this like deep inner garden, Emu freaking out. Good. Fuck Emu. About the return of Joy Boy. We don't know who is rushing over to attend upon Emu, but yeah, fuck all y'all. All right, the Sunny splashes down right next to the Giant's ship. Ah, it's like a good end. Okay. Robot with Haki. How's Haki make people disappear? Well, there's a few things that are going on there. It may be that whatever mechanic they use to summon themselves has like a safety feature where if they detect that those guys are in actual jeopardy because they lose their transformations or whatever, it instant recalls them. I could see that being a future plot device and just general common sense, a good thing to have. So it could be something like that. It could be that the Haki did actually force teleport them back. But that seems weird to me because it's like why wouldn't it like send them flying somewhere else, you know? If it can like teleport people. It seems weird that it teleported them to the most convenient location for them. So I think the teleportation was of their own doing, but that the de-transformation, forcibly returning them into their human selves, was certainly the power of the Haki. And this could be like a new power of Emperor Haki that's going to come into play in the future, kind of more like deliberately, strategically, or whatever. We already know that Haki in armament form can kind of like nullify Devil Fruit powers. Like you can hit Logia or transforming things or whatever it is that is supposed to make the attack not work. And through armament Haki, you can make it work. So this is kind of like an advanced version of that. You can just forcibly de-transform them. Zoan types. Could be kind of cool, a little spicy, you know? Still playing with the battle mechanics. 30 years in, or whatever the hell we're up to. 27. Okay. But they all survived. Even Jinbei is almost passed out with relief here. Alice and Edison. Oh, so it looks like, yeah, like some of them forcibly warped back or in desperation. Looks like they deliberately warped back, I guess is what I mean. But the man at the center of all of this, Saint Saturn, still remains on Egghead to make sure this robot is finished off. Emmet is its name. And there's a fucking lot going on in this page. We see a flashback of Joy Boy himself, which did indeed do the thing I thought, tying a knot of the greatest of Haki and locked inside his body. David Comer can't help you anymore. He's wearing the straw hat, which, not a big shocker, but is nice confirmation. But he's wearing the giant straw hat. And this is one of the craziest things in One Piece that I think all too often we forget about. That there's a giant straw hat in the basement of Marijois that Emu went to look at that one time. And if we look at the scale here, now obviously there could be all sorts of perspective stuff, but Joy Boy is actually like huge because the giant robot is like fucking huge, and Joy Boy is kind of like a normal size next to it. You know what I mean? So I think he's wearing actually the giant straw hat, not like a normal straw hat. And this, you know, correlates with the general logic of One Piece that the big, important, strong guys are usually like huge. If you just kind of look at the power scaling of One Piece over time, and then also just the physical sizes of all the characters over time, those two lines just kind of like go up at the exact same rate. So Emmet. I like the way it's dressed up too. It kind of looks like one of the Viking style giants. Life is in danger. Someone else is in danger whom you want to protect. That's when the time is right. Go ahead and untie that knot. Time is right. You'll save me. That's right. I'll save you all the way from the past, just like I always do. Don't I? Oh, man. What the hell? I love this. I love this, like, weird, playful joyfulness in this little glimpse of this bygone era. The flamboyancy of Joy Boy, which I'm sure is a surprise to no one, but even the joyfulness and childlikeness of this ancient giant robot that was slumbering on Egghead. I never thought I'd get so emotional about this like character. I never even thought that this would be, you know, a character. But it raises a lot of questions. Like, it seems like this past world was both extremely, extremely technologically advanced and sort of like enlightened and sophisticated, but that at the same time there was like a playfulness, a childlikeness to it, building these gigantic hulking robots that have kind of a beautifully childlike mind. I don't know, it feels like it's all tapping into this kind of like latent theme of joyfulness and intelligence and freedom all being correlated, along with kind of like goofiness and wackiness, embodied very well in the character of Vegapunk, whom, of course, we have for the greater part lost in this arc. The main body is dead. All the Stella systems, I think, are dead. York is maybe got hauled off to Marijois and will become a villain later, but who knows? Which is really kind of like the tragic end of this arc, you know? It seems like everybody else that we love and care about is gonna make it. I think this was kind of the finale of Egghead in a lot of ways. They're sailing off now. And we had, you know, more mysteries revealed in this arc than in any other One Piece arc ever. But plenty more remain, and I think those will remain, at least until we get to Elbaf, where even more lore exploration could suddenly burst forth. Crazy chapter. Really, really lovely stuff. Not just exciting stuff, but, you know, there was very exciting stuff. Not just kind of like climactic revelations. Not just, you know, tiny little hints at some of the most significant moments in lore. But also just really kind of nice, emotional, joyous stuff. And that's the stuff that I think really, really makes One Piece a classic, right? Like, it's not just that it's telling such a complex and multi-layered epic across tens of thousands of pages over decades, but that it's doing it with so much heart, so much joy and love and fun, so much personality in all these characters. It's these little moments like Luffy reintroducing himself, the tiny little flashback to Kobe talking to Luffy in like chapter 2. Man. Just the character of Buggy all together. I love One Piece so much, guys. Let's look forward to the next chapter.